When you have something like 3,000 hectares so close to a capital city, where do you get this? You've got a chance of a lifetime to try and take it to the highest and best use. When a person walks past a rock, they see a rock. But a sculptor walks past it and says, there's something in this rock. I'm going to bring this out. The beautiful face is there. It's up to the sculptor to make it as beautiful as possible. And this is what was Springfield all about. So at settlement, we had to pay 10% of the money, and the balance had to be paid over a 5-year period. So we had the time, we bought the time. To get the 10% deposit, we managed to sell 10% of the land to somebody and that was a headache by itself.
Every year, our corporate goal was survival.
Because when Bob joined, I said to him, Bob, you're a great guy. You've got a civil engineering degree and you're an MBA and all that. And what else have you got? He said, I've got a wife and a few $1,000s. And he asked me, what do you have? I said, my friend, I've got a wife and 4 kids and I've got no money. I'm a negative millionaire. And so that's the partnership between 2 individuals who came together with very little but a determination to succeed.
Ever since Maha and I have been joined at the hip, no one had the belief, but through sheer will, Maha and I have imposed ourselves on this part of South-East Queensland. And people now, I think, can see the end result of that.
Maha had the dream. And in many respects, you need a partnership of doers and dreamers. They both have that element, of course, but Maha could see something in this piece of land that no one else could see. Now, a lot of people can have a dream. There's not many people that can actually make it happen, or that will stick with that dream. Not after the first year or the second year, but in the 5th year, the 7th year, the 12th year, the 20th year. Maha, of course, is very effervescent, and Bob is very calm, rational, measured. He's the engineer, the accountant, the doer, no less committed and no less inspirational in his thinking. There is a diversity of thinking, of values, a cosmopolitanness of the demography. It is, in many respects, a microcosm of 21st century Australia, all focused into this quite remarkable place.
I'm a very strong believer of audacity. You have hope. You hope for something and you have to have the audacity to get it through. I strongly believe if it is right and legal, don't ever, ever give up. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Doesn't matter what hurdles comes along. When you have a dark night, say, tomorrow the sun will come. Have faith in yourself. You are the creator of your own destiny. Nobody else is. When they were asked to vote, after about an hour of debate, all the 89 hands went up, giving birth to a new city. A new city was given birth on that night, and that's Springfield.
They called us down to Melbourne and told us they'd like all their money back within 30 days. We managed to get a transaction done with Delphin at the time, which bought us time, and then ultimately we paid out the ANZ Bank.
It took about 8 years to convince the government to spend that money. It was a lot of money. We said, we are opening a region that is socially and economically depressed, which will remain depressed unless you do something about it. And this is going to add rate base to the Ipswich City Council. Terry McEnroe, who was a treasurer, who was a deputy premier, and he supported it. He wrote it in the budget papers. We are talking about an ultimate population of 138,000. So you are talking about a Darwin. We are today 41,000. We've got, at the moment, 11 schools and 15,000 students. We will push these 11 schools to something like 28 to 30. So we want to leave something. We want to enhance human and social capital. That's why we have a university here. We've got a hospital complex that will be 65% of the built form of Brisbane CBD. We've got about 19,000 workers here. The total amount of expenditure in today's worth is about $17 billion. We cater for a lot of churches, and the churches do look after the society, and they do add a lot of values to human beings.
So, we think we're probably halfway through our project life, but we're probably only 20 to 25% through the project. So we want to create 50,000 jobs. One of the early decisions we made was to build dark fibre from Brisbane into Springfield. So we're the only place in the country where we've got effectively NBN that's being rolled out of a non-Telstra exchange.
What we are doing in Health City is going to be world-beating. A land mass that is 52 hectares, which is 1/3 the size of the CBD of Brisbane in land area. 65% of the built form of Brisbane CBD is in health. All forms of human health from A to Z is one spot.
Through Macquarie, we were introduced to Greg Norman, and Greg, was the designer of the Brookwater Golf Course, and that single piece of infrastructure totally changed the perception of residential values out here. Traditionally, 10% of the land is dedicated for open space. In Springfield, it's 30% that we've dedicated for open space and conservation. So the footprint for open space, whether that's natural areas or more formalised areas around sporting infrastructure, the legacy will be that this will be a very beautiful place, beautifully landscaped with great facilities as a result of development.
We have completed an agreement with a French company who are one of the largest energy producers in the world, ENGIE, that we will be net zero by 2030. That's probably the first time this country is going to experience that. You know what this is in the world map. It will be a shining torch. They have an objective of going out to a land, exploiting the land, and then disappearing. Public companies do the same. They go up and open up a land, quickly have to make money to show to the shareholders that they are getting a return. There's no heart in it. Here, there is a heart in it. There is a soul in it. So there is a heart and a soul in this project, and that's what they're trying to copy.
Being a private company that's not listed, that doesn't have to worry about share price, that doesn't have to report to shareholders about financial performance every 6 months, is the very reason why we've been able to be successful with this project. The mantra in the company is the answer is always no until it's yes. And people who work for us, they learn that and live by it. So we're guerrilla fighters, really. We don't come with a great big army with the best machinery and the best weaponry. We have to fight with our bare hands to get the outcomes that we've got.
We are on a mission that is, we are united in that mission and the journey to get to our destination. And we have mapped out the destination. We know where we want to go. And we just keep going till we get there.
Springfield is a multi-billion-dollar contributor to Queensland and to Australia. There is no doubt that the Springfield community, adding more than 100,000 people over the course of the next generation, will be at the forefront of the expansion of Australia, certainly at the forefront of the expansion of Brisbane. I think that Springfield will change Brisbane's form for the next 100 years.
There's no doubt that the Springfield development is the exemplar for master plan communities, not just in Australia, but worldwide. I mean, we benchmark this project against other projects internationally, and none of them outperform us. Whether it's public transport, education, open space, affordability, unemployment, when you look at what is here and compare that to elsewhere, it's better.
Springfield is the only planned city that has been built from scratch in human history with private money.